Yo, what's up? IG, Instagram. We are recording on 5 or 6 different platforms right now. So really excited to do this. Um, let's get started. Vikram Deal here for those of you who don't know me. And I am I don't know. I guess we sold $250 million in real estate in a pretty short period amount of time. And we did that because we were able to book appointments, right? The number one challenge that agents have is there's a couple of challenges, but one of the biggest challenges that agents have is they don't know how to book appointments, right? So if you are on Louisa, so if you are on one of our live channels, welcome. If you are watching this back on a replay, just do replay. And if you're live with me, type in live. Why do we do this? Because the number one challenge that agents have, right? The number one challenge that agents have in this market is they don't know how to book an appointment. And it's because it's hard. Because booking appointments is the hardest thing that you can do. And you're putting 9 in twice. So booking appointments is hard, right? And we're made to believe that it's easy. We're given a book of scripts. And then once we get the scripts, we are then told to figure it out. And then we are told to go out and make it happen. And that's just not how it works. Inside of a phone call, there's multiple parts. There's the opener, right? If we can't open a conversation without creating friction, we lose. But the second part of it is how do we get the overarching goal, right? How do we get what we call the overarching goal, right? Or the reason why a prospect actually raised their hand. Most of us don't actually know why the prospect is at an open house. We don't know why the prospect is on the phone. We don't know why the prospect is looking to buy an investment property. We don't know why the prospect is actually doing anything. What we were taught in sales training 101, and what so many people are still being taught today in sales training is ask them for their location, their price, and their motivation. And the way we ask that is, hey, where do you want to buy a house? And they say, we want to be in Magnolia. Great. How much do you want to be? $400,000 to $500,000. Awesome. When do you are you looking to buy in the next 30 to 60 days? Or are you pre-approved? Right. And we ask these what are called qualifying questions. And when you're qualifying a prospect, what you don't understand is that the prospect is actually not engaging with you. There's this helicopter like floating right outside of our window. Look behind you. There's literally a helicopter floating like literally outside of the window. I'm going to take a bite of some lunch right now because I am starving. So when we are working with a prospect and we ask qualifying questions, well, we get qualifying answers. And then we get the typical objections of, we're not in a rush. We need to think about it. Send us some information. Call us back later. And let's be real. None of that is what you want to hear. And then you're told to handle objections. Well, you know, interest rates and prices are going up, and the prospect's like, yeah, we're good. We're okay. And where are you left with? Well, you're left, unfortunately, with no appointments, no deals, and people who don't want to talk to you. And then why don't we follow up with people 3 or 4 months later? Well, because we look at our notes and we don't have any information about them. So we call them back, and finally after the 3rd or 4th time, they're like, oh, hey, Vikram, I know you. And you're like, oh, hey, Bob. What's going on, man? How's it going? We're still not interested in a property. And you didn't even tell them that you're with real estate agent and they know who you are. And so now you feel a little deflated. Our egos have been blown up and we feel like we're stuck. So we never call them again. And then we say, oh, the leads suck. And it's not the leads. It's what we say. So we did a little over $250 million in a couple of years. Here's what you need to do. All right. Here's what you need to do. It's called an overarching goal. Okay. It's called an overarching goal. So when you are working with a prospect, right, You have your opener. Ring, ring. Hey, Bob, it's just Vikram Deol here with Real Brokers. It looks like you had come into our open house a couple of months ago, and I was just curious, did you guys already buy a home? Or are you still possibly looking? No, we're still possibly looking. Oh, okay. And did you guys know like kind of what you were looking for? I know that the house that we met was, and I know it was a few months ago, so no worries, but it was a 4-bed, two bathroom house. Is that in the Magnolia area? Is that kind of what you're looking for? Or help me out. Well, we're looking for anything between 4 to 5 bedrooms, under $1 million, 2 to 3 bathrooms, updated, modern, et cetera, et cetera. They're going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff. And you go, oh, interesting. I guess like, how's that different from the home you have now? Right? That's the question. How's that different from the home you have now? And they're going to give you an answer. And that answer is going to allow you to start to probe and clarify to go deeper. Because what the overarching goal allows you to do, the overarching goal allows you to start opening the emotional pain. If we don't have pain, right? If we don't have pain with the prospect, we don't have a reason to move. Everything we do requires pain. All right. You have pain in your stomach, you go to the doctor. You know that you're not feeling well, but it's not super painful, so you don't go to the doctor. Then all of a sudden it's a really bad pain. I need to go see the doctor. You're a little overweight. All your friends say, hey, if you lost a little bit of weight, you'd feel better. Yeah, no big deal. You have a heart attack. You go to the doctor says, if you don't stop eating the way you do and start exercising, you're going to die. And so then you change your whole lifestyle and you're like, I don't want to die. Now, I mean, if you want to die, different story. Probably don't though. Pain is what creates motivation. Asking somebody when they're looking to buy a home. So are you, when do you want to be in your new home by, Chris? Oh, we're not in a rush. That is not motivation. That is not pain. That is a qualifying question. Qualifying questions get you surface level answers. That's why when you're talking to people, they tell you, oh, we're not in a rush. We're just looking, we're just checking things out. Well, of course they are, because they're in no pain. If you can't allow the prospect to go back in time, right? Go back in time. Think about the movie Scrooge, where the angels come and they take Scrooge through, and he's living the pain. He's going through the pain. He's reliving the pain, right? When he relives the pain, he's like, oh, I don't like this. And then when we ask them, like, how long have you had this idea of getting out of your smaller home so that you could be in the bigger home? 6 years. 6 years. Well, that's a pretty long time. Why did you want the bigger home again, though? Well, because our kids are getting bigger. The yard, back when we wanted it for a long time, but the kids were like, 0 age, newborn and 2. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Now we have a 6-year-old and we have an 8-year-old. Okay. So why is that a problem? Well, they're sharing a bedroom because our 3rd bedroom is an office and a guest room. Oh, do you guys have guests a lot? Oh my gosh. We have our in-laws are always over helping us out because my wife and I both work. So when your wife and you both work, where do the in-laws stay? Well, they stay in the room. And then wait, where do you work at? Well, that's where the problem lies, because my wife just went back to work, right? And we both work from home. So now, like, I used to use the master bedroom, but now she needs a room. I need a room. And how long have you guys been having this issue for? About 8 months. Oh, wow. Is that having any effect on you guys in the house? Yeah. How so? Well, we're fighting, we're arguing, we're racing to the desk in the morning because nobody wants to sit outside because, we still have the 6-year-old that's only a half a day of school and then half a rest of the day with us, small backyard. So like, we're just on top of each other. On top of each other? Yeah, man. Like, you know how it is. 5 people in a small house. Everybody's loud. Everybody wants to play. So if I'm in the living room, then everybody's got to be quiet. Because if I'm on a Zoom call or if I'm talking to my boss or I'm talking to a client or prospect or something, then I am, right? Do you see how when we build pain in our conversation, we now are able, right? When we have an overarching goal, we're now able to probe and clarify, and we're able to create pain, right? If you're talking to like a seller, And you go, so has not being able to sell your home, has that had any impact on your guys' household? Oh, well, yeah. How so? Well, we wanted to be closer to the beach so that, we could take the kids there all the time. But now we have to, we're still in the city, which means like we don't get to go to the beach, which means we don't have this, which means we don't have that. And is that having any impact on your guys' lifestyle or on you personally? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad because we put the house up, we promised the kids, we told them we would be there, and now they're all bummed out, and it makes me sad to see them sad, and then we had all these people in the house, and oh wow. So if I mean, it sounds to me kind of like you didn't take the home off the market because you wanted to. You took the home off the market because it wasn't selling. It doesn't sound like you wanted to keep the home. No, we don't. Well, I mean, if there was a way that we could show you, right? And I'm not even sure we could help you yet without sitting down and looking at the property and the condition and everything. But there's a way that we could show you how to actually get your home sold and get you back to the beach and get the kids happy. And would that be something you would want to explore? Oh my God, yes. Okay. And then you go and book the appointment. Everything we do starts though with the pain. If we don't get pain at the top of the conversation, we're guessing what to do. We're guessing. So what would life be like if you were at the beach? Right? So what would life be like if you guys had the 5-bedroom house? What would life be like if your mom was closer and she didn't have to be at home by herself? Right? The more we create pain because we understood the overarching goal of why they raised their hand, the more opportunities you're going to have to book appointments. The more appointments you have, the more presentations you get to do. That's a whole nother challenge. But at least if you're in front of people, you have an at bat. All right. So if you want some more help, right? If you want to know the more advanced, right? These are just little nuggets that we give out here on these live trainings, right? Just little nuggets that we give out. We can't go deep into everything like we do inside of our trainings that we have. But if you want some more training, right? If you're tired of losing deals, if you're tired of not being able to book appointments, if you're tired of, not having a structure and a process to follow, or you're saying the same thing that every other average agent's saying that's been around for 30 years, 20 years, and you want to do something a little bit different so that you can actually go and win the business that you're losing now, right? There's a link below, or you could just comment sales, right? Just comment the word sales, and either myself or my team will send you some information about next steps. All right. I appreciate you for being on. I'll talk to you soon.